Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Travis, and my wife Stacy and I go to garage sales, rummage sales, yard sales, and we look for undivided items to flip for a profit on online platforms. I thought it'd be a good idea today to go over the top 10 best garage sales of 2022. So hopefully watching this video and seeing some of the highlights that we picked up throughout this past year, it'll help you guys out when you're out there sourcing for items for yourselves to resell. Alright, so first up on the list of the top 10 best garage sale finds of 2022. Now this list is in no particular order, but the first one is this Elgin Hill milk container. And I remember this was like at the end of the garage. It was like this big metal container. I was like, what is that? And when I got closer, it said it was a milk container, and on the front it was really cool. It had like this really big eagle on the front, had some patriotic symbols, so it just looked really unique and different. Ended up picking it up, and that sold for $115. Actually the buyer was in $175 all in, including shipping, so I think that was a great pickup. So always keep a lookout for those unique items that you don't really see all the time, and make sure you comp those out because they could be worth some really good money. Alright, so next up on the list is this rainbow jumpsuit that Stacy picked up from a garage sale. And I remember when she found it, she's like, oh wow, this is really cool. It kind of reminds me of like roller skating outfits, you know, back in the day. It was definitely vintage, and it had like this rainbow pattern going down the legs of the jumpsuit. Thought it was really cool. The hard part about this is that there was no brand on it, so we didn't really know, what the brand was, but we ended up listing it and we ended up selling it for $150. So always keep a lookout for vintage clothing, brightly colored stuff with rainbow patterns on it. Keep a lookout for that kind of stuff, but it was just really cool to see, and it definitely brought back those memories of going to the roller skating rink and just having a good time when you were younger. Alright guys, so next up on the list is a silverware set. You guys know how we love picking up silverware sets. One of the best items that we ever found was a silverware set. We sold it for like $1,000. It was an amazing pickup. I'll leave a link to that video down below. But anyways, this silverware set was called Teos Twist, and it just looked different and unique. The very bottom of the handle was like twisted, so I was like, I've never seen anything like that before, so I ended up comping it out, and it looks like maybe that's like a rare pattern. I'm not really sure, but we ended up selling that for $250. So that was a great pickup. There was like 37 pieces in that set, so it was a good amount of pieces for that set. So just keep a lookout for silverware sets when you're out there sourcing, because the ones that you don't see all the time that are unique or different or like have a really cool pattern, always make sure to comp those out because those could be worth a good amount of money. Next up on the list was this like building set that I've never even heard of before, and it was called 2 Blocks, and it's like all these little pieces of like PVC pipes that you can like connect together. They're all different colors, and they can make different like machines. Like you can make like a little car out of it, you can make like a helicopter, you can make all these different things out of it. I've never even heard it before, and I remember I was like, well, this looks kind of different, so I ended up picking it up. I sold that for $175. It was an amazing pickup. With things like that, I was a little bit nervous because there must have been, I think it was a 220 piece set, so I had to go through it and count all the pieces, and they were all there, and the seller said that they were all there, but you know how that goes. Sometimes they say something's new, or yeah, it has all the pieces, and that's not the case. I was lucky, everything was there, but it had 222 pieces. So if you guys are out and about and you see something called 2 Blocks, check it out. Alright, so next up on the list of the top 10 best garage sale items of 2022, this one is amazing. We found this item at a rummage sale. It was this Brother printer. It was still brand new in the box. I remember when I saw this, I was like, oh my gosh, this is still brand new. I think they wanted $40 for it, and this thing ended up selling for $300. So if you guys do see brand new electronics, printers, definitely comp them out because they could be worth a really good amount of money, and even used printers can go for a good amount too. So if you see, some used printers that maybe come with a lot of ink, or it looks like it has all the accessories with it, definitely comp them out because some of those can be worth a good amount of money. Alright, so next up on the list are these plates, and they're called Emil Henry plates. Never heard of it before. I guess they're made in France. So Stacy was interested in those plates because they had like the France marking on the bottom, and usually with plates and things like that, they have the France mark on the bottom. It seems to be like really good quality, and a lot of times they seem to go for some pretty good money. So that's really the only reason that Stacy was even looking at them to begin with, because like I said, they didn't look like anything special. They were just like a brown caramel plate, no like unique pattern on them. They weren't like brightly colored, so they didn't look like anything special. But like I said, the reason she was looking at them is because it had that France, stamp on the bottom. But we ended up picking up 2 sets. We picked up like a salad plate set and a dinner plate set, and these sold for crazy amounts of money. The dinner plate set sold for $200, $300, and the salad plate set sold for $150. So $350 all in for both of those sets of plates. So if you guys do end up seeing Emil Henry plates with that France stamp on the back, definitely comp them out because they could be a really great pickup. Next up on the list were these dolls that we picked up. These were still brand new and sealed in the box, vintage dolls. There was two sets. There was one set was New Kids on the Block, and the other set were these Beverly Hills 90210 dolls. Really cool to find. I remember when I found them, I was like, oh my gosh, these are so cool. You know, they're still brand new and sealed in the box. You just don't find stuff like that all the time. We ended up lotting both of the sets together and sold them that way, and we ended up selling them for $300. But if you guys do see, you know, vintage dolls, especially if they're brand new and sealed, definitely comp them out or just pick them up if they're a good price, because more often than not, they're gonna sell for really good money. All right, so next up on the list is this Facebook Marketplace pickup. I remember seeing this on Facebook Marketplace. I was like, oh, this could be really good. And this was a set of Dragonlance books. The guy was selling like a huge lot of them. I think he had like 79 books. And so we ended up picking them up. We ended up selling that lot for $350. When it comes to books, like I've always said, condition always matters. And the condition of these books were just an excellent condition. All of the books were in really good condition. There was no like bends or tears or marks or anything like that. So the majority of the books were paperback books. There was a couple of hardcover books, but like I said, we ended up selling that for $350. Phenomenal pickup. Usually hardcover books will always command a higher price than paperback books, but if you could ever get like a whole set of books of like the same genre, the same author, usually those will sell for good amounts of money. So always keep an eye out for things like that. So the next item up on the list was a Grail find. I cannot believe that I found this item, and it was really crazy too because this is like the last place that I would ever expect to find an item like this. This garage sale was like in the middle of nowhere. Like the driveway was super long to get to the house. It was a crazy setup. But I've always heard about these items, and I know that they are really good to look out for, and we ended up picking up a Salad Master. It was like this wok. It was like a 5-quart wok. Cannot believe it was there. It was just sitting there on the table, and we ended up selling this for $400. So if you guys do see the brand Salad Master out there, definitely comp it out because Salad Master items can be great for reselling. All right, guys, so the last item that I have on my list for the top 10 best garage sale finds of 2022 is this teacup and saucer plate set that we picked up at a garage sale, and I cannot believe how much that this ended up selling for. We ended up picking up a whole bunch of pieces from this set, and this was called Lennox Fontaine. And I guess maybe this color or this pattern is really rare, and we have the coral pattern is what we ended up selling. And it was an 18-piece saucer plate and teacup set. Ended up selling this for $750 just for the teacups and the saucer plates. We also picked up some like salad plates, some dinner plates, and some dessert plates. We haven't had like the best luck with Lennox things. Lennox things can be like hit or miss. Some can be really good and some really not so much. But if you guys do see Lennox items, definitely comp them out because just like this, it could be a phenomenal pickup. Alright guys, thank you so much for joining me as I kind of went over some of the highlights of our best garage sale finds of 2022. We really appreciate all the support from everyone this year, all the people that have watched and made comments on the videos. Really appreciate it, guys. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and we will see you next time. Bye guys.